What's up, guys? How we doing today? Happy Saturday, day after Boxing Day. What's happening? Wagwan, yo yo. Hope you guys are having a wicked day. I hope you're having an awesome weekend. Rocking out. We are live on Facebook, YouTube. No, not Facebook. Just YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and TikTok. Yeah, I say just. Then I mention off four things, platforms that we're live on. What's up, guys? Hope you're having a wicked day. See what we can help you out with for championship week, championship Saturday. Why the hell is there games on Saturday? Like, for real, stupid. And like, not for nothing, but like, this game is on Houston and LA, which that should be a good game. Like, I'm okay with that one. But then like Green Bay, Baltimore, both quarterbacks are injured. Sounds like everybody thinks Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs are gonna suck too. So like, that's weird. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not in the championship, so what do I know, anyways, right? What does anybody really know? That's what I say. Luther Burden's gonna play. That's good. Josh Johnson got 9 fantasy points. That's crazy. What's up, guys? Hope you're having a wicked day. Hope you're rocking out. Aaron Jones got 15 points. Damn, eh? I benched him. I benched all the Minnesota guys. Is this Tyson Hill a scam? Probably. A-Ring, what's happening? Taysom Hill hasn't. See, the thing with Taysom Hill is he hasn't had a Taysom Hill game yet. And so he normally has like one of them or two of them a year. And like, so at any point of time, he could go off for, 120 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 50 rushing yards, a touchdown, 6 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown. You know what I mean? So, like, he's got the highest upside of anybody this week. No Alvin Kamara, no Devin Neal. They don't really have any pass catchers outside of Olave. So, like, all the stars are aligning for him. You know what I mean? So, it's probably a scam, but he's definitely got the highest. Definitely got the highest upside and the lowest floor of anyone today. Liv, thank you for the rose. I appreciate you. Damn, Fast and Furious coming in. Start Lad, MHJ, Breezer, Pollard. Honestly, I might just go MHJ. I don't really know how you can start any of the other three with any confidence. You know what I mean? Damien, thank you for the roses. You're wicked. Jacobs, Bucky, or Gainwell? No way. You're going to sit Josh Jacobs in the championship Saturday? Really? With the backup quarterback in? Or is it because of the backup quarterback? I mean, I get it, but that's crazy talk. Come on, man. You're talking crazy. Steven Sitter, Michael Will, Graham. It sounds like Henderson's going to play. That being said, they're playing the Jets. So I don't really think that. Like, I think both him and Henderson are going to eat this week. There's a very real scenario where New England goes up huge in the first half, and then in the second half they just run, right? I feel like that's what we're all expecting. You know what I mean? That being said, I did hear that 7 starters on New England are going to be out this week, so that's something. SND, Dylan Sampson starter sit honestly against Pittsburgh, like a Cleveland Brown on my lineup for Championship Sunday against Pittsburgh. Nah, I'm good. Like I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's still a starting running back. You know what I mean? And so like he kind of holds some weight, but like if I don't have to, I'm not gonna start him. Nimble Nick, thank you for the heart. Thank you. Live Bucks or Saints. Honestly, I might just go the Saints. Right? Saints have been good for you, and Miami's kind of all over the place. I know they. I know they're yeah, no kidding. I know they're having a rookie quarterback, but like Tampa's defense, like I don't know, is this the week where the rookie quarterback looks like, you know what I mean, prime, you know, Tom Brady or whatever, right? So like I yeah, yeah, I feel like we probably rather go with the Saints than the Bucks. As much as you know what I like, you know what I mean. I hope it works out. I really do. London, AJ Beer, Diggs. So Tenta, Sean. Personally, I like that narrative of like Drake London on Monday night to win your fantasy football championship. You know what I mean? And like that has a lot of allure to it. That being said, I don't know that we can start him like really with any confidence. And I think like I don't know if you've watched the Philadelphia games at all, but like AJ Brown kind of gets force fed the ball. So like he's gonna get another 12, 13 targets, probably 10 catches with any kind of luck, couple touchdowns. You know what I mean? Love how athletes have such action hero names. Yes. Damn, new profile pic. Who this? Look at this guy. You look hot, man. Some of them do. And some of them have like weird names too. The one guy's name is Sauce Gardner. That's wicked. Ladder, Burden, Monia. Honestly, I think Burden's probably in a better position for real. There's no Odunze, and like San Francisco's defense doesn't look great. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start London over Woody. I would probably start London over Woody. I don't really love that Chargers defense. See a wide receiver too. Who else are you playing? Like who we benching to play Luther Burden? You know what I mean? Mac, man, Jamar Chase or AJB? No, we're not benching either of those. Tenta, I don't love that Chargers matchup today. Lad, really? Yeah. Well, what? Oh, the team. Oh, yeah, yeah. He. Sorry. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yes, he is the wide receiver too on their team. I think that he is in a good position to do well. No Odunze, right? San Francisco's defense isn't that good. You know what I mean? So, Josh Jacobs, Paulie, come on, man. How are you not for real? We're gonna bench Josh Jacobs in the championship. Luther Burden or Michael Carter. A ring. I think I might do Michael Carter. So running backs tend to hold a little bit more weight to me than wide receivers. And playing Cincinnati, right? Like he's just set up for it. Mando from YouTube. I'm live on Twitch over here too. Gibbs sold me. Yeah, no kidding. Think Bears beat the 49ers? Honestly, I don't, but I think they both put up points. I think it's a high scoring game. I like that one. Shea, honestly, Houston's been really good, and I think they do well, but I think Pittsburgh's defense is the way to go. Woody, Bucky, or Ramondre / Henderson. Mando, I might do I might do Henderson if he plays. I don't know if I want to do Marks or Bucky Irving. Start two, Ramondre and Henderson, but like I don't know. Do we know that Henderson's gonna play? We're pretty sure he's gonna play. Actually, you got Bucky Irving going tomorrow. Okay, so the answer is to for me would be Henderson and Ramondre. Play them both against the Jets. If one of them doesn't play Bucky Irving. I don't want to do Woody Marks against the Chargers. The Chargers have a really good have a really good defense, right? It should be a really low scoring game. You can always put K9 in my flex. K9 at the flex might be decent, but like I don't know, man. I kind of don't love him. You know what I mean? Real talk, T-Lar Allen this week for the championship. So real talk, right? I for better or worse, I would be starting Josh Allen. You know what I mean? My brain can't handle that, and it may or may not work out, right? But what happens if Josh Allen has a Josh Allen game and you need those and you have those points on your bench, and that's why you lose? This is a guy that's carried you here for the majority of the year. Yeah, he's been poopy, but they still need wins, right? It's at home. No problem at all, man. I hope it works out. It's still at home, right? And it's not like Philadelphia's defense has been, rock solid, right? That being said, Trevor Lawrence, we just watched what Brock Purdy did on Monday night, right, against Indianapolis. And so I think Trevor Lawrence actually has a lot of weapons to use. So I could see a real, like a reality to where Trevor Lawrence gets 35, 40 points. But like real talk, man, do we bench Josh Allen for real? Like for real, for real? I don't know, man. I wouldn't. Like I wouldn't. Honestly, I would just ride it. The doggos are awesome. They're wicked. They got themselves a bone. They're fucking good. Jorge, thank you for the follow up. Parker Washington, Ducker, Alec Pierce. Honestly, like I don't love it, but I think Tucker is in the best position to have the highest upside this week. Um, Jacksonville's defense is actually pretty good, but like there's no Brock Bowers, right? There's nobody really there for Trey Tucker, um, you know, to like target wise to take away from him. So the Giants defense is actually dookie. And so like there's a very real world where Trey Tucker goes for 121 and 2 touchdowns. And like they win. Think of my matchup, lost scored 20 points against the Colts. No, you know what, Mac, and I understand completely 100%. In this league, if I had to choose, I would have Jalen Hurts playing over Trevor Lawrence. And that's just because, like, we played the guys that got us there. You know what I mean? Trevor Lawrence might be the answer, and we might end up kicking ourselves at the end of it. But I don't want to take that risk in the championship of my fantasy league. You know what I mean? Like, my heart can't handle that. Enrique played Bo Nix. No. Thank you for the rose. Instead of Hurts. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh man. No, it definitely is tough. And you know what? It's so easy to be inside your own head, especially with Allen's been the way that he's been doing it, right? So he has 20 points. Perfect. Honestly, I don't think Hurts is going to get too much more than that. So that's good. That's a good start. Heyo. He got saved by that touchdown right at the end there. Henry, Etienne, or Gainwell, pick 2. My man, you're not sitting Derrick Henry. No way. That's not a chance. Come on, man. Anthony in the championship? Come on. I think Henry and Etienne are the answers there. No DeForest Buckner. I think Etienne's going to do it. Started Jamo Pickens and Sutton. No, Alec. Derek is playing butt. 128 and 2 touchdowns last week is butt. Damn, you guys are on a tight ship. Jacobs, Hampton, Gainwell, pick 2. Joe, no way we're sitting Josh Jacobs. Come on, man. Let's get out of here with that stuff. I would sit Hampton, right? I think Gainwell is probably in the best position. As much as he's playing Cleveland's defense, it should hurt, but no, you're not wrong, man. Mac, you're not wrong. I understand it 100%. You don't want to play. And, like, honestly, for me, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, right? And Lamar sold me in my matchup last week. Obviously, I should have known that he was going to get hurt and play Dookie. And then Brock Purdy was going to go for 40 points. Like, duh. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's an armchair quarterback on Monday morning. But I think, like, for me, I just think you play your guys, right? I don't have that's what I mean. Like, I don't have the balls, to do that. To bench Josh Allen. I don't think that damn, thank you for the heart, Enrique. I don't think that the point see that's the thing. I just based it off. I don't think that the points will be that much different. Scared Jacobs will rested. No, you're not wrong. I mean, if you're thinking about that, then you know what I mean? Like that's not something that I would think about. That being said, I don't have to think about that. I'm playing for third place. I'm not playing for the championship. But I don't know that we try and get too cute. In the championship, the fantasy, I know that Jacobs has been playing kind of dookie and he could be rested and like all that. But they also have a backup quarterback in, right? And like last week, he didn't practice at all leading up to the game and then played like garbage. This week, he actually practiced all week, right? In a limited fashion, but he practiced all week. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be the one to bench him. What's up, guys? How we doing today? Hope you're having a wicked day. If I don't get to your questions, just send me a DM for sure. We'll rock it out later. Hope you guys are having a wicked day. Hit that follow button. We go live every day. Share this with your friends or anyone you think might find this type of stuff valuable. Marv or BTJ. I think BTJ is kind of in a good position this week. There's going to be no DeForest Buckner. There's going to be no Sauce Gardner, no Chardarius Ward for Indianapolis. So Hampton over Gainwell. See, honestly, I don't want anything to do with that Houston defense. And like, I know they looked dookie against Ashley Genty last week in Las Vegas, but I don't really have an answer for that. They're still ranked number 1 in the league. Yeah, I like Myers this week too, man. 100% Mac, man. Hell yeah. We should get a parlay going for sure. But like, Houston's defense is going like they're number 1 ranked in the league in total defense, number 4 against the pass, number 4 against the rush, and number 1 in total points. Right? So I can't really explain what happened last week. But for me in the championship game, do I want to kind of bet that that's the new normal, or if that's just a one-off against a team that had really nothing to play for and they kind of got caught sleeping? I don't know. See, that's what I mean. In the championship, I don't know if I want to take that chance. You know what I mean? Matt, Tampa Bay, or sorry, Chargers or Browns defense? Oh man. I think the Browns at home, like I think they're in a better position. It's gonna be cold, right? So I think I like them better. Brandon, Michael Wilson, or Stevenson. Oh, how are we benching Michael Wilson? That's crazy. That being said, I think I do tend to lean towards running backs. So I think Stevenson has a higher ceiling. Freddie, my thoughts on Josh Jacobs. I mean, he's been a dog for you coming the whole season. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, okay, he's been dookie. Yeah, maybe. Like, that's what I mean. He's been dookie. Yeah, he might be rested because he's injured. Yeah, he might get out carried. Yeah, they have a backup quarterback in. But, you know, he's still one of the best running backs in the game. And I think that because they have a backup running back, they're going to feed him more. I know that last week he didn't practice at all leading up to the game. This week he practiced every day. My thoughts are I don't have the balls to bench him in the championship of my fantasy playoffs. If you do, that's man, I hope it works out for you. I really do. And I hope it works out for you either way, right? So I would be playing him. Dad gone wild. Nice. Dad's gone wild. If I have Houston's defense and I'm starting them, I don't they've been really good and I think they've kind of earned it. Who I would start over Houston is a very short list. Maybe Pittsburgh. Um you know what I mean? Like off the top of my head. I mean, I might go a Baltimore Green Bay defense if you needed to. Maybe the Patriots. But yeah, other than that, like over Houston, that's probably like the 3 that I might go. Honestly, same. Just wanted to feel better about starting him. Can't bench him. No, you're not wrong. Trust me, man. He's the play over Law and Allen. Somebody dropped Stafford. No way. Can you pick him up? So Mac, man. So like about Josh Jacobs, like I know. Love you too, JJ. Like I understand, man. You don't want to pick wrong, like obviously, right? But I don't know, man. I don't know that we can bench him with any sort of confidence and then hope for a guy on Sunday to get just as much points as him so we don't look like a complete jackass for benching one of our top draft picks in the championship. You know what I mean? Like my brain can't handle that. So Mac, man, Matt Stafford going on Monday night. So that's my point a little bit is like the Monday night games. The Monday night to win your fantasy football championship just has a certain allure to it. You know what I mean? Like I might play Matt Stafford over Josh Allen this week. You know what I mean? Like ah Monday night to win the fantasy championship? Come on. JT against the Jags or Henry against the wait, or Henry against the Packers? No way. You're sitting one of those two? No way. Not a chance. They start Loveland, Schultz, or Water. Honestly, Loveland's probably got the highest upside going on Sunday night. That San Francisco defense kind of beat up. And so, wait, so what? You got Cook, Jonathan Taylor, and Derrick Henry, and the best wide receivers. Stafford versus Atlanta. Yeah, Stafford versus Atlanta. And I mean, yeah, they played good against Arizona last week. Okay, fine. Stafford's gonna win the MVP this year. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's my only thoughts on it. Like, do I think it's a good idea? I don't know. Maybe it's not the worst idea, but like, Brandon, that's my point too. London, Collins, or Evans. Damn, you run a tight ship for real. I don't know that I want to do Collins, and like that's the thing that I'm saying. London on Monday night to win your fantasy championship. I don't think it's gonna happen though. I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Mike Evans might have the highest upside over there. Matt, McPherson, or Fairbairn. All things being equal in the kicker game, I like to use the guy that's indoors. And I'm Chargers play indoors if I'm not mistaken, right? SoFi Stadium. If I'm not mistaken, it's indoors, right? So I might lean to that guy. That being said, like McPherson's a good, like not a bad pick if you wanted to. Mitchell, I might go Schultz over Tyler Warren. I don't think you're getting too much out of Tyler Warren. Anthony, Rivers or Rogers? Honestly, man, I might go Rivers. Like for real. Jacksonville's defense ranked 20th, number 20th against the pass. So yeah, Cleveland's defense is for real too. So yeah, I I might take that chance. God damn, that's your only options for real. Mitchell, Tet, or Waddle? No, I don't want any part of that Carolina offense playing against Seattle. No, thank you. Are we really putting Carolina's offense on the same level as the LA Rams? No way. Come on. Zeta, Stafford, or Purdy? You know what? Purdy's probably the answer. But that's like I was saying earlier, is like Matt Stafford on Monday night to win your fantasy championship. That's got some allure to it. That being said, I think Purdy might be the answer because I like him at home in San Francisco. I know he's got a couple of banged up receivers, but I fully expect both of those teams to be to put up points. So I like Kyle Williams. I mean, if I had to, probably, you know what I mean? I don't love him. Vaughn needs kicker help. Boswell, McManus, Santos, or Smith. Honestly, I don't know like any of the. You know what? I might just go the Chicago kicker Sunday night. Hope for the best, right? Give you something to watch. It's gonna be in San Francisco, so it's not like you're gonna have to deal with a whole bunch of the elements. Flex Strange or Burden. I might go Burden for the flex, right, Luis? We're looking for high upside in the flex. I think Burden might have the higher upside. Bukella, holy fuck. Michael Wilson, Burden, Jaden Reed, Trey Tucker, Kyle. So I might go Michael Wilson, and Trey Tucker. I think those guys have the highest upside. Honestly, I think Trey Tucker is kind of yeah, low key Santos might be the move, right? Like Chicago, they're a really good team at moving the ball all the way up until they need to score, and I think I like that. Jacobs, Packers, defense or Steelers. Honestly, I think the Steelers. Like I like both, but I think the Steelers against the Cleveland Browns offense, even with a backup quarterback, I still put the Baltimore offense better than Cleveland. So I think that's the way to go. Gainwell versus Browns or Hamden versus Texans. Tim, with no DK, I think we go Gainwell. I just really don't want any part of that Houston defense. That's just me, though. Waller or Loveland. I think Loveland's got a certain allure to it. Sunday night, right, to kind of win or give you a bigger lead in your fantasy championship. I like that. And no Romo Dunze. Caleb Williams really likes him. San Francisco's defense is kind of slacking. You know what I mean? So Sean, start Burrow or Stafford. Oh, damn. Honestly, Burrow might be the answer, but like there's a certain allure. Packers win tonight. Do I start Jalen Warren tomorrow? I mean, I think you start Jalen Warren anyways, right? So yeah, Joe Burrow might be the answer, but Matt Stafford on Monday night to win your fantasy championship, man, that's got a certain allure to it. You know what I mean? Jesse, I think I would do the Saints defense. I think I don't trust the Tennessee offense more than I don't trust the Houston offense. I think I'd just rather go in that direction. Witt, Colin Diggs, or AJ Brown. Damn, we can't start two of them. I might want to do Diggs and AJ Brown, depending on who else we have. But like AJ Brown's gonna get force fed. They force feed him targets, so I think he's probably the better way to go. Max Crosby going to the Bears. I saw that. That's funny. I saw that one of those exact articles. I mean, it'd be a good fit for him. They need him. Dante, Trevor Lawrence, or Drake May. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I think Drake May is probably the answer. But if you're worried about them not playing him, I might go try. Like Trevor Lawrence is probably just as good a pick. Vegas has that total as a higher one, right? And we just watched what Brock Purdy did to Indianapolis, so I think Trevor Lawrence is probably the play there. I go Trevor Lawrence over Baker too. With Zach Williams or Shaw. Honestly, I don't hate Williams this week. And something about like Sunday night, right? To win or put you further ahead or give you more of a chance in the fantasy championship. I kind of like that. That's got an allure to me. So Caleb Williams would be my answer. And like it's not like he's that's what I mean. It's not like San Francisco's defense is like super good either, right? No, I love you, man. I appreciate it. So like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's just got sometimes I just look for fun things. Does it always work out? No. But that's what I mean. Like Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Matt Stafford, like to win your fantasy championship in the last game of the night, like, that's got some allure to it to me. You know what I mean? And like, will it work? I don't know. Maybe not. But is it fun if it does work? Hell yeah. So, Caden, I would just wait and do Tongas if Kittle's out. Right, Zach? So, like, sometimes you got to have fun with it. Fuck, right? If it works, if it doesn't work, if it works, hell yeah. You got to have fun with it sometimes. So, Caden, yeah, I would do Tongas. I would just wait and see if Kittle's out. Because Tongas against the Bears, I still like that. You know what I mean? Sean, Gainwell, Stevenson, K9, Bucky, or Carter. Honestly, I might just go Carter and Stevenson. Like Stevenson playing the Jets, it's not like they're a good defense anyway. So I fully expect Stevenson and Henderson, if he plays, to do really well. Fannin playing. I don't know if that matters. Do we care? They're playing Pittsburgh, right? I don't know. Kevin, I am having a fantastic day. We're about to go see Avatar later on. It's my wife's birthday on Monday. We're gonna rock out. Hope you guys are having a wicked. I hope you're having a wicked day too. Hope you had a wicked Christmas. Rocking in the New Year's. Jeremy Ladmeyer Stevenson. I honestly just might bench Lad. I think that he's the one that I trust the least. Jacoby Myers is low key like a good kind sleeper this week. And Stevenson playing the Jets defense, even if Henderson's back, it's the Jets, right? The Envy Sanchez, Stafford or Burrow. That's what I was saying before. I think Burrow's probably the answer. But there's a certain allure to the Monday night game, right? Stafford on Monday night to win your fantasy championship. You know what I mean? Like, that's got some allure to it. Am I crazy for wanting to bench Henry? Yes, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Could start a combo with Hampton and Michael. You'd rather start Omari on Hampton over Derrick Henry? That's crazy. Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Like sometimes you gotta have fun with it. And like, will it work out? I don't know. If I knew, I would tell you. Trust me. But I don't know. Will it work out? Maybe. Will it give me something to watch and cheer for and like get excited about? Hell yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Stevenson or Hampton. I honestly, I might just go Stevenson anyways. They're playing the Jets, right? I fully expect them both to put up points. T Law put up 40 against one of the best defenses in the NFL, so I might play him. Honestly, you're not wrong, man. The guy I'm playing as Puka. You know what? I wouldn't bench Matt Stafford just because the guy I'm playing as Puka. But I fully understand where you're coming from. Sorry, Herbert or Mayfield. Honestly, I don't know what I want to do Herbert today against the Houston defense. You know what I mean? Stranger, Schultz, Raphael. I might go Strange there. Like that, I'm expecting a really low scoring game today. I don't know, man. T-Lar, Brissett, Kevin. Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence is probably the answer. You know what I mean? Like he's got so many weapons and he's playing at such a high level right now. Playing against Puka as well. I got Puka last week, so yeah, I don't know, man. I'm with you. Like this just, and that's what I mean. Like Puka on Monday night. Would you start Malik Willis over Justin Herbert? If that was my only option, I might consider it. Daylon. So I wouldn't think of it in that one. Kittle, who might not play, or Schultz today. So my thoughts behind that would be I would rather play Kittle or Tongus. So right now I would be dropping Dalton Schultz and picking up Tongus. And then even if Kittle doesn't play, I'm fully excited to play Tongus in there. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't look at it that way. Paulo, thank you for the you're awesome. You are awesome too. Steve, Evans or Diggs? I think Diggs has the higher upside against the Jets defense. I fully expect what it would like 9 catches, you know what I mean? 120 and a touchdown, hopefully, you know what I mean? So that's what I fully expect. Paulo got Hurts, AJ Brown, Pitts, and Sampson. Am I cooked? I started picking AJ Jones. So Pickens wasn't a good idea, but Aaron Jones was a wicked idea. That was cool. I think I might consider somebody other than Samson, but I don't think you're cooked, not by any stretch. Luke, I'm not playing Rico, but I think Tracy is the answer in that one. Playing Las Vegas, I don't think, yeah, I think he's got the higher upside. Thank you for the follows. You guys are awesome. Damn, there's a lot of people rocking out. I appreciate you guys. Joe, Dowdle or Genty? Come on, man. Get out of here with that. We're not going to friggin' bench Ashton Genty for Rico fucking Dowdle in the championship. Come on, man. Pick 2, Carter, Myers, or Corum. Honestly, it's Carter and Myers for me. I'm not going Blake Corum. In the fantasy championship, he's still a backup. I know he's been doing well, but to start Hubbard against Dowdle, yeah. I would, but I would probably not. They're still playing. They're playing Seattle. That's one of the best defenses in the league. Questions and comments coming in hot, fast, and furious, guys. I love you. I'm not gonna get to all of them. I talk a lot. I really do. You can keep posting it or send me a DM and I'll get to them later. Hell yeah. Jacobs, Henry, or Taylor? What? Nah, Manthus. We're playing all 3. What are we talking about? You crazy, man? Allen or Purdy for my finals. Michael, honestly, I'm not going to be the one to tell you to bench Josh Allen, nor with anybody else. I will just say that, yo, Warner, what's up, what's up? I will say that Brock Purdy on Sunday night to like win your fantasy championship or at least put you further ahead, that's got some allure to it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for that one. Hi, dude. What's up? What's up? Herbert or Shaw? I think Shaw's got the higher upside. I understand not wanting to play him, but Jose, same reason I would play Caleb Williams. Dude, it's so tough. I get it, man. And I understand we're all in our head right now and we want to make the right decisions. But I think at the end of the day, we kind of just I think that we got to get out of our heads a little bit and just kind of think, you know what I mean? Like just for me, I just kind of use the guys that got me there, and I don't try to get too cute. When I try to get cute, it normally doesn't work out for me. Warner, Sutton, and Gibbs in the championship. Of course, Gibbs takes a dump. I might have not played Sutton if I had the option, but right, these are the guys that got you there. Will I don't want to play Schultz today against the Chargers defense, and I like Brenton Strange. He's pretty good. The aggregate rock crusher. I think Burrow has the higher upside between him and Drake May. I think that's the way that I would go. Parker, I would go Loveland over Schultz. Something about, the Sunday night game, right? To win your fantasy championship, right? Purdy or Stafford. I think we can go Purdy over Stafford. I think that's the one time I wouldn't play Stafford. Almost didn't play Chase Brown, or didn't play Gibbs. Honestly, man, what if you didn't play Gibbs and he had, what did he get the other week? 54 points or something? 4 touchdowns? I know because I played him and he fucking killed me. So, like, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, it's not the right play. And even that's what I was saying. Jacobs, Henry, you know what I mean? Like, these are your guys. Like, these are the guys that you picked. These are the guys that have got you there. And all of a sudden, now because of a bad last game or a couple bad games, we're thinking a bit of sitting them. So no, I mean, yeah, okay, it didn't work out, but you can't hold your head on that. So like I'm with you, man. And that's also why I'm not going to be here fully supporting you sitting these guys. You know what I mean? It's like, like that's even like it's even something and so like I don't really want to try it. That's where we just start thinking too much. You know what I mean? And there's no real reason to think that much. Robert, hell yeah, we'll be following. Follow for follow. Love you. Need two. Wilson, Godwin, down. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Honestly, I might just go Wilson and Godwin. Yeah, I think those would be the two that I would trust the most, Kevin. That's what I mean. Like we want to stop thinking. You do an NBA after NFL season? Totally, I could do NBA. Hell yeah, man. I'm in the basketball. I'm in the fantasy basketball also. We're actually in second place in my league. My team's awesome, but it keeps getting injured. Fuck. Charbonnet, Pierce, DJ Moore. Rowe, I think DJ Moore is probably the answer. Like I like the other two, I really do, but like that San Francisco defense isn't really that good, you know what I mean? And so I would also play Burden. I think he has more upside. And then in the flex, we're looking for upside. It's probably not too late to join one on Yahoo. Me, I have one from the guys at work. We just do one every year. I'll be looking for a guy next year. If you're interested, hell yeah, we'll rock it out. No problem at all, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I just we're looking for upside, right? Like for me, that's kind of what I look at. I look at the upside, right? Hampton or Collins, Diesel. Oh fuck. Honestly, I don't want either of those. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, Mac man. I'm excited. Honestly, like I don't want to go either, but I think Collins might have the higher upside. Herbert or Shaw for the championship. Yeah, I don't know that I want to do that Houston defense with that Los Angeles offensive line. They stink, man. I might go with Shaw. Did you start JSN? Who's JSN? Is he good? I don't know who that is. Mac, you're not even following? Come on, man. We go live every day. We're gonna rock it out. Mayor or Hill? Oh, no, I hear you, Ryan. So I'll answer that I'll talk you through my thoughts, right? So for me, it's all good, man. It's all good. Um, I think that Michael Mayer is actually in a really good position this week. I do like him against the Giants defense. There's nobody really else to throw to. I think him and Trey Tucker are low key like really good sleepers this week. I kind of like them. That being said, we all know that Taysom Hill has the highest upside of any player this week. For real, for real. Like there's a very real possibility he goes for 120 passing and 2 touchdowns, right? 40 yards rushing and a touchdown, 40 yards catching and a touchdown. So I think that there's a very real possibility that he's got the highest upside of anybody this week. That being said, you got to have some real cojones to start Taysom Hill in your fantasy championship. So that's where I would say that Taysom Hill's got a higher upside than McBride, and we all know it. You know what I mean? It's 107, and there you go big or go home. So like, you know what I mean? Like I think Michael Mayer's the safe play for real, and I don't hate him. I actually like him, but Taysom Hill is the guy that's gonna win you the championship if he has a Taysom Hill game. You know what I mean? River, T-Law, or Allen. I could totally get behind benching Allen for T-Law, and that's probably the way to go. But I'm not going to tell you to do that. I don't know that my brain wouldn't be able to handle that. No way, not a chance. So for me, for better or worse, I go with my guys. Gonzo, I think T-Law might be the answer, but something about Brock Purdy on Sunday night of your fantasy championship, right? To either win you it or give you the lead or put you further ahead, right? That's got a lot of allure to it for me. Saw Josh Allen in the championship, got rid of Bo for Drake. Damn, there you go. Hell yeah. Nice. Yeah, man. I hope it works out for you. I really do. John Smith. I'm not benching Josh Jacobs. Not a chance, man. No way. I'm not gonna be the guy that says that. Sorry. I hope it works out for you. Pick two: Coker, Allen, Dobbs, Sampson, Burden. So I like Burden. Chiquito, yes. What if I said I had to play Willis? Oh my god, I would hate that. Got BTJ, JT, and JSN. Oh, he does. Oh, damn. Damn, thank you for all the gifts. I appreciate it. Oh, man. You know what? Willis is probably not a bad pick. Mark, I think we do Burden and Coker. I think those two have the highest upside. I kind of like them this week. Damn, BTJ, JT, and JSN. That sucks. Shit. I got Cook, Pitt, CMC. Nice. I like that. Should be good. Pitt's on Monday night. Hopefully he keeps rocking it out. Lets you win your fantasy championship. So, Ian, I think I'd rather do Lawrence over Brissett, but Chiquito, I think Burrow's probably the answer, if I'm being honest. But something about Brock Purdy on Sunday night, you know what I mean, to win your fantasy championship or put you ahead or give you a bigger lead, you know what I mean? That's got a lot of allure to it. So I think Burrow is probably the answer, but like sometimes you got to have a little bit of fun with it. You know what I mean? Win 162 to 146. Nice. Thinking he might go back to back 30-point games. He definitely will, man. Chicago's not, they're injured, man. So, yeah, hell yeah. Bucky or Michael Carter. Tony, I don't really. You want to? Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, Eric, I'd rather go Michael Carter over Bucky playing the Cincinnati. I think he's got a higher upside. And then Luther Burden, I don't know that we can really trust Devontae Smith in the championship. You know what I mean? Tony, I wouldn't do Fannin. We don't want to do Phantom. I want to do Jake Tongus if George Kittle doesn't play. So that would be my backup option. I would drop whatever guy I needed to drop to pick up Jake Tongus if Kittle doesn't play. What do you think about Taysom Hill? See, that's the thing. Taysom Hill, for me, Like I've said, I think that Pickens and Lamb did you dirty. Yeah, no, fuck, that sucked too. Glad I found someone who agrees. Seahawks have Kyron to 12 points. Mason, what are we talking about? Fucking Carolina? Oh, we don't want Carolina. Not a chance. See, the Taysom Hill question is just the thing. I think whoever you're thinking of starting over Taysom Hill has the higher floor and is probably the safer option in this instance. So, what I would say is that Taysom Hill has the highest upside over anyone. Yeah, I would go Tongas over Barner. So Taysom Hill to me has the highest upside of anyone this week. No, we don't do Carolina Panthers on this channel, Mason. Rico fucking Dowdle in the fantasy championship? Not a chance. No way. Who's Tennessee playing? The Saints? I don't know. Honestly, man, I'd kind of look elsewhere. Do we have a third option? So back to Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's got the highest upside of anybody. And so, like, if you can handle that Taysom Hill experience, and it is an experience because I've been there, he's either going to win you the championship this week or he's going to be a big reason that you lose it. But the guy that you're thinking of is definitely going to be the safer play. But Taysom Hill is the high upside play, and the tight end position for real is just a wasteland, anyways. So I mean, at the end of the day, why not? You know what I mean? You know what? And there you go. Started Goff, so you need big. So go big or go home. You know what I mean? And Taysom, there's nobody that you're gonna find that has more upside than Taysom Hill. And Tongas, love it, love it. Injuries are destroying my team. Oh, Lamar, Adams, Danny Dimes. I got cooked this week. Oh, dude, I got cooked last week. Played Lamar over Brock Purdy. You don't think I could have used those 40? Diggs or Wilson, Marcus. I think Michael Wilson has kind of earned must start territory. I think so. Yeah, that is tough. Yeah, so tough, man. I was like, honestly, I don't care for the Carolina Panthers and playing Seattle. No. Starting Taysom Hill, come back, man. If you're not following, make sure you are because we go live every day. So on Monday, you can either yell at me because it was the worst possible decision that I ever told you to make, or we can cheer together. Hell yeah. I love it. I love it, man. I'm hoping for the best. Like I really am, you know what I mean? And like honestly, there's no starting running back, no thing, no Devin Neal, right? They don't really have any receivers outside of Olave. So like Tennessee's defense isn't the best. You know what I mean? Yeah, they played well last week against a third string Kansas City quarterback that had to come in and a broken backup quarterback. You know what I mean? So fuck it, man. Excuse my language, but like, sometimes you got to have fun with it too. You got to hope for the best. Yeah, maybe it's not the right decision, but if it is, hell yeah. Bola, Stafford or Burrow. So, Jeremy, I might just do the Saints D over Tennessee or over Seattle. I do like Seattle's defense, but I think the Saints might be the safer play. So, Joe Burrow might very well be the answer, but that's like I've been saying it a couple times. Something about Matt Stafford on Monday night. You know what I mean? To win the fantasy championship. Like that's got a certain allure to it. If that doesn't get you excited, you know what I mean? So like Joe Burrow is probably the answer, but I think Matt Stafford is the play that I would make. Like he's gonna win the MVP, so it's not like he's duffing it anyways. And on Monday night to win your fantasy championships, I mean, sometimes you just gotta have some fun with it. That's got an allure to it to me. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't, but that's what I said. Joe Burrow's probably the answer, but like if you can't get behind what I'm talking about, you don't really like want to have fun with it. Ian, honestly, I might just do Barner, man. I think Barner is probably the answer. They kind of like him. That's the guy from Seattle, right? They kind of like him. Flex spot, Kyle Williams, Patriots receiver, or Woody Marks. Oh. Honestly, I think I might go Kyle Williams. I don't know that I will love Woody Marks against the Chargers defense. Like I fully expect that to be a low scoring game. not a whole lot of offense. You know what I mean? So Gainwell, Tracy Jr., Hampton. Yeah, I might just Wyatt. I might just bench Hampton. I can understand wanting to bench Gainwell against Cleveland, but I think Hampton's the bench. There's no DK Metcalf, right? So they don't actually have too many receivers. What did I see? Adam Thielen is their de facto number one receiver. So Booty and Douglas are hurt for the Patriots. Whoa! I didn't know that. Garrow. Damn, this guy's got my parlay going. We're talking Kyle Williams. I like it. Kyle Williams over yards. Hey, Garrow over catches too, you think? Probably. It's the Jets. Hey, thank you very much for telling us that, Garrow. We didn't know that. At least I didn't. Probably a lot of people did already. That's why they're asking. I'm just I'm just behind on the times. Garrow comes to save the day. Quinn, Warren, or Goddard. Yeah, I might just do Goddard. I don't know, man. I don't know that I want to do that Indianapolis offense. I don't know that I care about them. Alec Pierce, maybe. You know what I mean? I don't know. Magman down 202, 167. Damn, is that a 2-week thing? CMC McBride, Trevor Lawrence still to play. You only need 30 points? Fuck. Easy money. Nice. I think CMC does that by himself. You know what? McBride might do that. You know what? They all might do that by themselves. Niebler, Mike Evans, or Juwan Jennings. So my thoughts on that are just the same thoughts as before. Mike Evans is probably the answer. Mike Hollins is hurt too. Holy Mackinac. I thought I heard that. There's like 12 people missing for the Patriots. Low key, Jets plus 13 and a half. You know what I mean? So Niebler, Mike Evans is probably the answer. But that's what I was saying is Juwan Jennings on Sunday night to kind of win your fantasy matchup or not, like take a bigger lead. Jake, DJ Moore, right? To win your fantasy matchup on Sunday night or give you a big lead going into Monday. Yeah, that's got a certain allure to it. I like that. Should I go with DJ Moore in case London is hurt Monday? I wouldn't go with DJ Moore because London might get hurt, but I do like DJ Moore and more than I like more than I like the London matchup. I like DJ more than London. Huh? Huh? He's got Puka, Henry, Purdy, D. Smith. Holy Mackinac. Damn. Shit. I don't know, man. You might might be in some hot water. Harry, Marks, or Brees? Yeah, I might do Brees, man. At home. Yeah, I don't love that. I don't love that matchup against the Chargers today. Like, I don't love that, and I do think that the Patriots win pretty big. But and if you're in PPR, I like Brees this week because they don't actually have anybody else, right? Yeah, Mac is going to be tough to come back. I'd rather be up by 40 than down by 40. But CMC and McBride are, I'm assuming, going to have wicked games. So, yeah, more over Devontae Smith, I would too. Jake. Collins or Diggs, Mark. Yeah, I think Diggs is probably the answer. Marvin, Stafford or Burrow, Waddle or Gainwell. So I might do Waddle over Gainwell and Stafford or Burrow. I think Burrow is probably the answer. But like Matt Stafford to win your fantasy championship on Monday night, that's got a certain allure to it. Harry, Marvin, or Kyron Williams. So under normal circumstances, I would say Marvin Harrison is the answer. But I just found out from Gino, no, from Garrow, that nobody is fucking playing for New England. So I think Kyle Williams might have the higher upside against the Jets. Parkinson or Waller, Garrow. See, that's where I was saying too. I'll group that into it. I think that Waller is probably the answer, but there's a world where Parkinson comes through for us. Like he didn't come through at all for us last week. But if I'd have told you that Matt Stafford had 450 yards, you'd have been totally excited to play Parkinson last week. You know what I mean? So on Monday night to win your fantasy championship, you know what I mean? That's just got an allure to it to me. I don't trust Ewers. Yeah, and I trust Matt Stafford a hell of a lot more than I trust Quinn Ewers. Jake, that's what I'm saying, my man. Honestly, what I'm saying is that Taysom Hill has the highest upside of anybody this week. There's a very real world where he's 120 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 40 rushing yards, a touchdown, 6 catches, 40 receiving yards, a touchdown, right? And he just goes completely buck wild against for everybody who plays him. There's also a very real world where he gets nothing. You know what I mean? And so anybody that you're thinking of playing over him is definitely the safer bet. But there's nobody with a higher ceiling than Taysom Hill this week, and especially with all the injuries they have. They also have no real receiving threats outside of Olave. Christina, Diggs, or Michael Wilson. Honestly, I think Michael Wilson has earned must-start territory, but I kind of like Diggs. I like him. There's going to be Garrow was saying there's a whole bunch of receivers that are going to be out. Pick up Taysom instead of Waller or Parkinson. See that's my point though. It depends on you. I don't know. Should I pick? I don't know. Right. So for me, it's whoever you want to put your faith in. Everybody who else you're thinking of has a way higher floor than Taysom Hill, and is definitely the safer pick. But if you want to go big, Taysom Hill is your pick. I don't know if it's going to work out. I hope it does, right? Projected to win by 1 or 2, so maybe you want to go a little bit safer. Everybody against Taysom Hill is the safer pick. It just depends on how much you want to have fun with your fantasy championship. Dropsky, Barner's the safer pick. Taysom Hill has way more upside. Guerra, I might go Devontae Smith over Hampton. I think the highest upside. Against Jags D, I would. Yeah, and you know what? I'm with you. Projected to win by 22. I might go Jackson Dart over Willis. It's going to be in Las Vegas, which I'm pretty sure is in a dome, right? So, yeah, I like that. Whoa. Revs, Corum over Jacobs? No, you won't. No, you won't. Not a chance. As a Saints fan, I know this. Well, no way you're a Saints fan too. So that's what I mean. And Taysom Hill hasn't had a Taysom Hill game yet this year. So will it work out? I don't know. If I knew, I would definitely tell you. If I knew what was going to happen, I would tell you, and we would take that information and do with it what we will. Will it work out? I don't know. Is it going to be hella fun if it does work out? Yeah. You got 26 points last week. It was his last home game. Hey-oh! So I think I'd rather go AJ over Nico. Taysom retiring? No, but he's in the last year of his contract. They might just get rid of him. But he also might retire. He's like 30, 34 or 35 right now. Yeah, 35 retiring. Fuck. Zay Flowers, Rondale Robinson, Nathan. Honestly, I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, but I think that Wandale Robinson has the higher upside than Zay Flowers this week. Playing Las Vegas, I don't. Yeah, especially in PPR. Oh, he is retiring. No way. Max, Reed, Shakir, Burton, or Kyle Williams. Honestly, I think Kyle Williams might be the answer. I just heard Garrow told me there's a whole bunch of New England Patriots going to be out this week. So Santiago, I think Kyle Williams too. I think he's your answer. Grandpa, come out of retirement. Yeah, no kidding, right? And not for nothing, but like he's not doing terrible. That's the funny part. I expected like a torn hamstring very first play, but he's actually not doing bad. Abuka or Parker Washington. Oh my God, user. Yeah, right? Like, I expected him to do a lot worse. Yeah, user. I don't really know, man. I think on the surface it's probably Emeka Egbuka, but I don't mind Parker Washington. But and I also don't know how we play Egbuka with any sort of confidence. So yeah, I'm with you, man, 100%. On the surface, it's Igbokwe, and I think that's probably the play. But yeah, I don't know how I can tell you to start him with any sort of confidence. And like Trevor Lawrence has looked really good, and I think Igbokwe's ceiling is higher, but I think um, Washington's floor is higher. So I think that's the way that I would go. If you think that like if you think that this is a ceiling game for Igbokwe, then I would play him. But I don't know how we play him with any sort of confidence. Zay Flowers or Michael Carter. Yeah, I might go Michael Carter. No problem, man. I appreciate you too. I hope it works out. I really do. I really do, man. Looks like he's throwing with a torn rotator cuff. No, you're not wrong, man. It looks like he's like not even doing anything and he just like hucks it. Bison, Michael Carter, DJ Moore. So for me, starting running backs tend to have a little bit more weight to for me over wide receivers. I tend to value them a little bit more. So I might go Michael Carter against Cincinnati. That might be the play. The other side of that is DJ Moore against a banged up San Francisco defense on Sunday night to like win your fantasy championship or give you a bigger lead in the fantasy championship. You know what I mean? And that's got some allure to it to me. San Francisco's defense just gave up 30 points to the 75-year-old Philip Rivers, right? And Caleb Williams hasn't looked terrible. So I think Michael Carter is probably the answer, but like DJ Moore has got some allure to it to me for real. That being said, starting running back against the worst run defense in the league. Yeah, I think I might just do that. Pitts or Schultz, Santiago. So I don't really want any part of that LA defense. And yeah, Alec Pierce had 20 points against San Fran. Exactly, right? So you know what I mean? There's a real world. Like it's San Fran's not a good defense right now. Their offense is clicking on all cylinders. So yeah, so I would do that, but yeah, their defense is not. And that's why also why I wouldn't mind Tongas, right? Brissett or Lawrence. Eddie, I think we just do Lawrence. I think he's just got the higher upside. He's just going nuts right now. Diamond, Josh Jacobs. Wow. I mean, Jacobs is the starter. Emmanuel Wilson's the backup. If you feel confident, my brain doesn't work like that. I don't start the backup over the starter unless I know for a fact the starter's injured. So I don't. My brain doesn't work like that. And I think that Joe Burrow probably has the higher upside. Mayer Stafford, my opponent has Puka. Honestly, low key, I'm with you 100%. I like Swift and Benangai. As far as picking between them, I wouldn't be able to, but if I might start both. JC Mayer Stafford, my opponent has Puka. So I know that we don't want to play Stafford against Puka, but the allure to Matt Stafford on Monday night to win your fantasy championship, to overcome the big, powerful Puka Nacua and bring you some fantasy glory. I mean, you know what I mean? If that doesn't excite you, I don't really know what would anyways. So, yeah, I don't know, man. There's a whole bunch of receivers going to be injured for the Jets. I did read that there was 12 players in total injured for the Jets for the Patriots this week. So, low key, New York Jets plus 13.5. I'm thinking about it. Sabesky, Lad, Carter, BTJ. I think BTJ's probably got the highest upside out of all of them. Tyson, I kind of like Lawrence more than I like May. I mean, we just watched Brock Purdy light up in Indianapolis defense. Ricky, no way you're gonna bench King Henry for Stevenson. Not a chance. I don't. You won't. No way. Also, how do you bench Olave? Yeah, right. So, like, you know what I mean. I really think that, and Lawrence is playing at a high level right now. But Jefferson over Evans, big mistake. Honestly, I would have done the same thing, William. Imagine if we benched Jefferson and he went completely nuts, though. That's what I would have thought would have happened. That's why I would have played him. Yeah, it doesn't work out sometimes, but sometimes we try just to not don't get too cute. Santiago, I might do D Smith and K9 as my two. Yeah, I don't love Ladd or Watson today. I just don't love those matchups. Put CD. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, right? CD, Jared Goff, Jameer Gibbs, George Pickens, like all these guys had great. They were supposed to be having great matchups, and they were supposed to, come through, and they've been coming through. So, like, yeah, okay, fine, it didn't work out, but you can't tell me that, you're upset. I mean, yeah, you're allowed to be upset, but what are you going to do? Bench your best players in the championship just because you think that it might not work out? That's not the way my brain works. I just be like, of course it doesn't work out. Need help choosing Bucky, Rico, Amarion, Trevion. So I might just do Bucky and Trevion. I don't love Omarion, but I like Rico better than Omarion. Oh my god, I don't really like any of that. Josh, Kelsey, or Fannin. I think Kelsey already played. Are you allowed to put his points in? You might want to just wait until see what Fannin does. May, Allen, or T Law. Honestly, I think T Law is probably the safest. But I can't tell you how that to bench Josh Allen. You know what I mean? No way. That's not going to be me. Ladder Tet. Honestly, I don't want either of them, but I don't at all care for Carolina, so I would go Lad. I don't do Carolina Panthers, not a chance. Edward, I think DJ Moore's got a higher upside than Kenneth Gainwell. Joseph, Henry, like Derrick Henry or ETN? That's crazy, man. Why don't you start both? That's crazy. Merck, honestly, I might just consider Blake Corum on Monday night. Can't believe the Vikings beat the Lions. No, right? 100%. I benched, like it's only for the third place game, so it is what it is. But I benched the Vikings defense because I was like, oh, fuck, indoors? Friggin' what's his face is gonna put up some points. Gibbs and Javonte Williams already started. You started Javonte Williams over Derrick Henry and Travis Etienne? Damn, you got balls, man, for real. Bucky or Hampton, Chelsea. I might go Bucky. I just don't love Hampton. Yo, Michael Carter has the higher upside than Woody Marks. Why would we bench Michael Carter for Woody Marks? That's weird. Woody Marks playing the best defense in the league, and Carter playing the worst. Interesting. Hampton or Tracy, Nate. Really? Come on, man. That's Tracy all day. Angelo. So the Taysom Hill question is he's got a higher upside than anybody, but the other guys are a safer pick. So, like, if you need a safe pick, I'd probably go Brenton Strange. But Taysom Hill's got the highest upside of anybody this week. So, Brian, I'd go Henry over Schultz against the Jets. I mean, you want to play Schultz against the Chargers over Henry against the Jets? Alex, I like Tongus over Schultz. Is Kittle officially out? Still doesn't make me hate Brock Purdy. Says he's questionable. Yeah, I would pick up Tongus, and then I don't mind Tongus or Josh Fannin or Kittle. I would drop Fannin to pick up Jake Tongus. And if Kittle plays, we start him. If he doesn't play, we play Tongus. Wandale or Dowdle. Charles, we don't do Carolina Panthers here. Not a chance. Strange or Schultz. Raphael, I think Strange has the higher upside. I don't love that LA Chargers defense today. I don't love that matchup for them. Projected to lose by 15 to the Gibbs to Jameson Williams. No. Ah. Pollard, Michael Wilson, Trey Tucker, start Tucker over Pollard for the upside. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, my man, I'm with you 100%. No, you're not crazy. I think Trey Tucker has a real, like, there's a real world where um, Trey Tucker goes nuts. No problem at all, Mac. Come back later. Have a good day. I hope it works out for you. And there's a real world where Trey Tucker gets 120 and 2 touchdowns, right? 6 catches, 7 catches. So I think we do Tucker and Michael Wilson as the higher upside. SB Games here to ask for help. Help! Hurts or Caleb? So I mean, honestly, I think Hurts is probably the answer. But like Caleb Williams against San Francisco, they just gave up 30 points to Indianapolis and their 75-year-old quarterback. So Caleb Williams on Sunday night against the San Francisco defense that is injured and not doing very well. And I fully expect them to put up points on Sunday night to win your fantasy matchup or give you more points to be up going into Monday. Like, that's just got a certain allure to it. That being said, it's probably Hurts is probably the answer, but yeah, I don't know, man. I like Caleb's upside. I think he's got a higher upside, and Sunday night to bring it home. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, I'm playing for third. You're playing for first. I didn't even make the playoffs in that one, so what do I know? Let Joe pick 3. Myers, Diggs, Zay, ETN. I think we just leave Zay on the bench. Myers, Diggs, ETN. Is Vidal out? You know what? Jay, even if Vidal is out, I don't really care for Hampton this week. That Houston defense is legit and they're for real. And so I might just play Michael Carter over Omari on Hampton, even with Vidal out. Jacobs or Tet? No way you're going to start Tet McMillan over Josh Jacobs for this fantasy championship. Not a chance. Luke, no way you're playing Tet. No way. Not a chance. I mean, I wouldn't. Not a chance. Got McCaffrey Sunday night. Just unsure how much Philly needs to play for. Also, weather an issue. Could be a Barkley game. Could very well be a Barkley game. We've seen no problem at all, man. I hope it works out for you. Jacobs doesn't have a quarterback. So what? That doesn't tell you that they're going to friggin' run the ball 30 times? And what happens if Jacob has a huge game and you fucking have Ted McMillan playing against Seattle, hoping and praying that he does even close to what a Josh Jacobs game is, so we don't feel like a complete jackass for benching Josh Jacobs? That's no. Not for me. Not for me. Like, I'm sorry, man, but that's the way that my brain thinks. SV, we saw what happened with Henderson and Stevenson. Barkley could go completely nuts this week. Gus dropped Caleb, so I want to throw it in his face. Hell yeah, we want to throw it in his face. That's wicked. No, I like it, man. I really like it. And that's what I mean. Like, just the allure of like Sunday night to bring it home, you know what I mean? Just followed Robbie. Thank you for the follow. Bucky Irving or Jalen Warren. Honestly, man, I don't really know. I know that Cleveland defense is legit. But I benched Jalen Warren in my one league last week, and I learned to regret it. No DK Metcalf. I know they're gonna lean on their running back, so I might play Jalen Warren. Yeah, I don't love that Houston defense, but I'm going Hampton over Tet. Sorry, why do we love Hampton? Sorry, why do we love Tet against Seattle? I'm not understanding. Like, he had that one good game a few weeks ago, and we're what? I don't understand it. They're playing Seattle. They're one of the best defenses in the league. Doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't work in my brain. Could stack Caleb and Loveland. Honestly, I wouldn't do fan if you're doing Fannin against Tet or CMC. Jesus Christ. Get out of here. I love you. You're gonna make me blow a gasket. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do Fannin against Pittsburgh, man. For real, like for real, that Cleveland offense in the fantasy championship. And yeah, the Loveland Caleb stack on Sunday night to bring it home. Oh, San Francisco's defense isn't that bad, right? Or isn't that good? You know what I mean? Who's my favorite tight end this week other than McBride? Josh, honestly, my favorite tight end is Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill from New Orleans, and I really feel like he's got the highest upside of anybody in the league this week. He could go completely buck wire, and there's a very real world where he gets 120 passing yards, 40 rushing yards, a touchdown, 6 catches, 40 receiving yards, and a touchdown, right? And goes completely nuts from the tight end position and wins everybody week. They're also there's also a very real world where he doesn't do fuck all and we all regret playing him. But like, he has his games every once in a while. And the guy on here earlier was talking about how he might be retiring at the end of the year. Go out with a bang? I don't know, right? Anybody that you're thinking of playing against, like over Hill, has the higher floor and is definitely the safer play. But if you're looking for upside, I also love Colson Loveland too from San Francisco. And if Johnny Menengai, definitely worth a flex play, 100%. I would play him. I also like Jake Tongas if George Kittle doesn't end up playing. So like if you have George Kittle, I would definitely pick up Tongas right now. That would be my play. User, tight end, Parkinson, Schultz, or Myers. So I right away I don't want to do Schultz, and Geo I don't want to do Schultz. I do Waller. I think Myers is probably the play against the Giants. They don't really have anybody else to play. But there's also a world where Colby Parkinson has a fantastic game on Monday night to bring it home for all the fantasy managers and bring home the championship. Because like last week, yeah, he had a dookie game, but if I told you that Matt Stafford threw for 450 yards and you would have been super excited to play Colby Parkinson, figuring at least he got, you know, 80 yards, right? Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, yeah, okay, Puka got 220 or whatever it was. There's still 250 yards left to go, which you would have figured at least 50, 70 yards, right? So, yeah, I don't know. There's a very real world where Parkinson kind of brings it home for us on Monday night. On Monday night, right? To win the fantasy championship. Like I don't know, man. Sometimes you just gotta have fun with it. And if that doesn't get you excited, you know what I mean? Have Kittle, but I can pick up Tongas, need to make up the points. I think I'll run it with Hill. You know what? Honestly, I think Hill's got the higher upside. And if you're looking for upside, you need it. The Robbie, Wandale, or Bucky. I mean, I might do Wandale. Bucky's not looked really good since he came back from injury, and against the Las Vegas defense, especially in PPR, I think I might go Wandale over Bucky. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough one because sometimes, like, I do tend to lean more on like towards running backs than receivers, but he's just not looked very good. D Scat, Parkinson, or Varner. Yeah, I don't really think either of them have an edge. So for me, I might go Parkinson on Monday night, bring home the fantasy championship. Hell yeah. Start two, Pittman, Wilson, Marv, Franklin, Watson. Yeah, I might just do Wilson and Marv. Why not do the stack? I don't really know that I care for any of the other guys. Skyler, Purdy, or Hurts. I think that Purdy or Hurts is probably the answer, but I like Brock Purdy on Sunday night. Chicago's defense is kind of dookie. Jacobs, Kenneth, or Gainwell this week? What the hell? No, what? No, Jacobs or Carter? No, what? Seriously? Have Kittle at the flex, starting Hill at the tight end, playing it safe with Menengai. Thanks for confirming. No problem at all, man. Yeah, definitely Menengai is a safer play. 100%. And I think Yeah, I think Menenga is definitely the safer play, but Hill's definitely got the more upside. Zay, no, we go BTJ over anybody else we can find. Do I risk starting Kittle? Also picked up Parkinson to start Monday in case or start Juwan. So I don't want to start Juwan. I would I would risk starting Kittle. I don't hate Parkinson either. But at the same time, if you I actually really like Jake Tongas. So if Kittle ends up being out, you could pick up Jake Tongas and I like him. But yeah, I think we play Kittle if he plays. I don't know. Unless you don't want to risk the injury. I don't I get that. I don't I wouldn't have that kind of guts. So if you're on my line, I need to decide between Irving, Robinson, and Warren. Have to sit one. Are you? Is that Tyler Warren or Jalen Warren? Because I might not sit Jalen Warren. But if it's Tyler Warren, I might play Bucky and Robinson over Tyler Warren. But if it's Jalen, yeah, I think Robinson and Warren. Yeah, I figured. Honestly, I benched Jalen Warren last week in what I thought was a tough matchup, and I'm sitting in the third place game. Spencer, we don't do Carolina Panthers, so that's how I'm gonna answer that question. Do you really trust Tet McMillan against Seattle over Jalen Warren against Cleveland? Let me guess. Cleveland's defense is really good, and Seattle's defense is chop liver. What kicker, Panero, McLaughlin, or Fairbairn? Honestly, I might just go Panero. He did well last week. What? He got me 15 points last week, I think. So yeah, I might just do that one at home. You know what I mean? Shaw or Herbert. I think Shaw's got the higher upside, Jake. I don't love Justin Herbert this week. So they're Chargers, Jags, or Giants defense. Honestly, I might just go the Jags defense. I don't Giants are probably a good pick, but their defense is dookie. You know what I mean? It's not like you're starting the early 90s Giants defense. Like you're starting a friggin' dookie one. Should I start Woody Marks or Dylan Sampson since Judkins is out? Honestly, I don't really want to start either. But that being said, I might just start Woody Marks over Dylan Sampson. I don't know. Why does that matter that Judkins is out? Is it all of a sudden Cleveland's offense is just amazing? Eric, Walter, or Schultz. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I don't want any part of that LA defense. I would rather go Waller. Michael Wilson or Wandale Robinson. Yeah, I think Michael Wilson's kind of earned the mustard territory. I think Robinson might have a higher upside against the Las Vegas defense. But I think Michael Wilson is probably the answer. I think he's earned mustard territory. You know what I mean? T. Miller, no way you're actually considering starting Rico Dowdle over Omarion Hampton. No way, not a chance. Samson gets like 10 as a backup, so he's going to go off since Quinshon hurt. Going to go off against Pittsburgh's defense. I mean, he could. You're not wrong. I don't see it. I mean, all of a sudden, Cleveland's defense is just clicking on all cylinders, just firing on all cylinders. I don't. Clips. There's no way you're actually considering starting Fannin over the other two. Not a chance. And then, honestly, you know the answer. Roger, Hendo, or Wandale. Honestly, Hendo's the answer. But if he doesn't play, then you've got your answer. Ant-Man, I think Lawrence has the higher upside than Darnold. I mean, we just watched Brock Purdy go nuts. With Kittle's injury, I'd rather take Kittle not playing over Fannin against Pittsburgh's defense. Like, are we kidding right now? For the fantasy championship? I'd rather do the San Francisco defense with Loveland, no Romo. Like I don't know. All of a sudden, Cleveland's offense is just like clicking right now. Enough to trust them with your fantasy championship. Eesh. Braden, Wandale Robinson is the answer. I know that you want to start Emeka Egbuka, but like, can we really start him with any sort of confidence? If you can, that's all up to you, man. But I can't tell you, not with any sort of confidence to play him. May or Burrow. Honestly, I think that Joe Burrow has the higher upside than Drake May. There is going to be a bunch of receivers out for him. So low key, the Jets plus 13.5 might be the play. Steelers are Pats, leaning Pats. I don't think you can go wrong. I think Pats might be the answer. Go with your gut. I don't want to try and talk you out of anything. Sorry, Jacobs. Nice. Oh, honestly, Joey, I would start Jacobs tonight, and like I would start Stevenson, even if Henderson plays tomorrow. They're playing uh they're playing the Jets, right? So I kind of fully expect them. And Bucky's been kind of dookie, right? So Eric, I might play Hampton today over Bucky. Supremacy elite. I think Jacoby Brissett might have the higher upside, but Jalen Hurts is probably the safer play. So that depends on if you want high upside or like a safe play. Because we saw Brissett could be dookie last week. Chris, Michael Wilson over Parker Washington. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean? There's no way that's an actual question. Yeah, I don't think Endo is even going to clear concussion protocol. I do know that he practiced in full yesterday, and that's one of the conditions in order to clear the concussion protocol. But that being said, like I don't think there's a need for them to have him clear the concussion protocol. Like I don't think there's a need for them to play him. They should easily beat the Jets and then play. Where do they play next week? They play Miami next week. I mean, at home they should easily beat Miami next week also, and then you have him healthy for the playoffs. So that being said, I do know that coaches and football teams hate fantasy football managers, and they just do everything to kind of and they do everything to kind of mess with us and mess with our heads. So what do we know, right? Here we are talking logical, like this is actually something that could happen, and they're going to be like, "Nah, we're going to play Henderson. We're going to play him. We're going to run him into the ground 50 times, and if he breaks his leg, so what? It's the Jets we're talking about. They could beat us." I mean, honestly, like, let's get real here. Maybe they don't cover the 13.5, but like, if we were to play all of the backups from the Patriots, we would still think that they would beat the Jets. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think, I think that I'd play Stevenson over a majority of people, regardless of if Henderson plays this week. Is Michael Carter a good start this week? I mean, on paper he is. He's playing the worst defense against the run in the league. So Castillo, K9, or Tracy Jr. Honestly, I think Tracy Jr. has got the higher upside. Playing the Vegas, you know what I mean? I fully expect him to have some running room. Tennessee is actually pretty good. Or sorry, Carolina is actually like a half decent defense. So yeah, I don't really know if I want to try that. JX, Lupien, Lawrence, or Allen. I mean, Lawrence might have the higher upside, but I can't tell you to bench Josh Allen. I mean, at home, you know what I mean? Jesus, whoa, Jesus is on my live stream. No way. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Honestly, I think Tyler Shaw is probably the answer. I don't love today's matchup against Houston. You know what I mean? So Richard, no way I want to play Hampton and Dowdle at all, anyways. So, Richard and Enemy, I will answer both of those questions with the simple fact that Corum and Cousins play on Monday night. And I mean, if that doesn't have a certain allure to it, Monday night to win your fantasy football championship, you know what I mean? Kirk Cousins, bring it home. Blake Corum, bust loose for a big touchdown run on Monday night to win your fantasy football championship. You know what I mean? Like if that does that, that's got an allure to it for me. Like, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what we're doing here, anyways. Maybe it's not. Will it work? I don't know. Is it the good answer? Probably not. Does it have some excitement to it? Hell yeah. Right? And like, if we don't do stuff to get ourselves excited, what really are we doing here then? You know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes you just got to play. Enemy, thank you for the follow. Which is also why I'm saying to play Taysom Hill. I'm not really saying to play Taysom Hill, but like if you want upside, that's it. This one. Corum Puka and Stafford all going to win the fantasy football championship. Am I muted? Oh, you're trying to talk? I just see comments. I don't hear anything, so you might be muted. Henry or Strange? Henry or Walker? Yeah, I think wait, Kenneth Walker? Dude's going 2 tight ends. I love it. Why, G? Well, why not? I mean, Henry's got the higher upside than anybody, really. He's going against the Jets defense. Zoe Mason, I've been talking about Taysom Hill. I love him this week. And honestly, Barner's got probably the safer play, but Taysom Hill's got way more upside. So that's just what you are comfortable with. If you need to have the safe play, Barner's your answer. If you think you can handle some upside and potentially a big dud, Taysom Hill's your answer. He's got the highest upside, in my opinion, of anybody this week. So projected to lose by 10. I mean, hey, you're projected to lose anyways. Why not take a shot? Unless you want the safe play, right? And you need the points where you can get them. I get that. He has Seahawks defense. That should actually be a good defensive play this week. Zay Flowers, Smitty, or DJ Moore. Honestly, Broderick, I think DJ Moore might have the highest upside. That Chicago or San Francisco defense isn't really that good. So, oh yeah, the Lions defense. Nice. 8 sacks killed me. Yeah, they actually did do really well. As much as they got the shit kicked out. Obviously, you should have picked up the Vikings defense. Right? I benched them. McMillan, Hampton, or Irving. I don't actually love either of them, but I think I might go Bucky. Yeah, right. And like that's the thing, right? And trust me, man, if I knew the answer, I would tell you 100%. I promise I would, but I don't know, man. We just do the information we can, and we just try and pick the best stuff that we can. And at the end of the day, sometimes we just kind of try and have fun with it. You know what I mean? Dan, thank you for the rose. That's where the big Lebowski. I think Shaw's probably got the highest upside, but something about Cousins, man, on Monday night to bring it home, right? To win you your fantasy championship. I don't know, man. If that doesn't excite you, I don't really know. Waller or Warren. Yeah, I'd probably go Waller, man. I don't really know if I love that Indianapolis offense. Warren's probably the safer bet, but A240, Jacobs or Stevenson. Oh, everybody gonna bench Josh Jacobs? No, man. You ain't gonna get that from me. I understand any argument you want to tell me, and I do appreciate it. But to me, my brain can't handle benching. What was it? Your second round draft pick, third at worst. Nah, I'm going with them, and I'm going with them because they have no quarterback. Henry or Kyron Williams. No way you're benching Derrick Henry. No, you're not. Xavier, do I think Christian Watson will play well tonight? I do not think so. Baltimore's defense is legit, and like, yeah, they have a backup quarterback, but so does Green Bay, and I think so. J Rock, Taysom Hill has the highest upside of anybody this week, but I think Gainwell is probably the safer option. So that's up to you if you want to bench. It's like if you need high upside or if you need safety, that's that's where you have to choose. Flex Derrick Henry, dude, you're talking to a Baltimore Ravens fan, man. Derrick Henry can't even make your flex spot. Damn, that's savage. Christian, is that T Higgins? Because I'd go Diggs and T Higgins. That's the way that I would lean. I'd go Diggs and T Higgins. That's the way that I would lean. Christian, is that T Higgins? Because I'd go Diggs and T Higgins. That's the way that I would lean. Christian, is that T Higgins? Because I'd go Diggs and T Higgins. That's the way that I would lean. Diggs and T Higgins. That's the way that I would lean. I got Josh Allen, JT, CMC, JSN, Puka, McBride. Holy fucking Jesus. You have all the best players in the league on your team? Good Lord. How the hell did that happen? I mean, I think you're good, but that's crazy, man. Andy, of course I trust Henry tonight. What are we talking about? Didn't he have 120? Didn't we have 128 and two touchdowns last week? Like, what the heck? Why are we not trusting Derrick Henry? Because we think he might not play? I don't know. Also got Gibbs on my bench. No, you don't. That's crazy. This guy's got all the best players in the league on his team. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. If we're scared, see, I don't not play guys because I'm scared of like injury or benching or whatever. I play the guys that should get me the points. So, I mean, 128 and two touchdowns last week, and he didn't even play the fourth quarter. Imagine if he played the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Yeah, Tyler Huntley's gonna play, but that's probably better. To play, leave QJ or play save with Juwan already. Yeah, I think Juwan Johnson's probably the better play. I don't know that I want to play QJ. Like, that Houston defense is legit. You know what I mean? So, Putty, I think Michael Wilson has a higher upside than Mr. Unlimited. DJ Chark playing this weekend. I mean, yeah, he's good for a touchdown anytime he plays. Why not? If you have Larry Fitzgerald, I'd probably play him over DJ Chark, though. If we could. Maybe play both. Josh Allen, Etienne, Bijan, Lott, Olave, Fairbairn. See, that's a team that I think is real. For the chip, yes. Dude's got JT, CMC, Puka, JSN, Trey McBride, Josh Allen, and fucking Jahmyr Gibbs on his bench. Alex, I do tend to lean more towards the running back than the wide receiver, so I would choose Michael Carter over DJ Moore. Marvin, Drake London, or Mike Evans. Ben, I think Marvin might be the answer, but Drake London on Monday night to bring home the fantasy championship. You know what I mean? Andy, right? Mike Evans is probably the answer, but Drake London to bring home the fantasy championship on Monday night at home in a game that, you know, they don't need to win, but, you know, Los Angeles needs to win. So I can see them giving them I don't know, man. It's just got some allure to it. So that's why I say it's probably not the right answer. Is it going to be fun if it works out? Hell yeah. So Kelly, I might go Burden over Devontae and Jaden Reed. I don't know, man. Start Taysom Hill if you want a wild ride. He could very well win everything, but he could very well do dud. So did Pitts take over? Probably. Right? That's what I mean. Like, so it's probably not a good answer, but is it hella fun to think about? Yeah. Right? Sometimes we just got to have some fun. Bailey, Purdy, or T-Law. Like, I don't know. Will it work? I don't know. If I knew the answer to that, I would tell you 100%. Is it fun to think about? I'd rather not prolong my anxiety. And there you go. That's 100%. I'm with you on that one, too. Bench Jettas for Mike Evans. Thoughts? You got big cojones, my man. Shaw or Herbert. Honestly, Shaw, Herbert, Baker. I think Shaw's got the highest upside, right? I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Baker. I don't really want to do that Houston defense today, right? So DJ Moore, Jennings, and Higgins start two. I think we just might do DJ and Higgins. Rams, I don't know if I want to do Woody Marks today against the Chargers defense. That being said, I really don't want to do Brees Hall. But I think Brees Hall might be a better idea, especially in PPR. Frosty, what's happening? Brown or Bucky in the flex. Who, Chase Brown? No way we're going to sit Chase Brown for Bucky Irving. Not a chance. Andy, Warren London, or Taysom Hill. So, Frosty, holidays were fantastic over here. Hopefully you too. Oh, AJ Brown. Yeah, no, AJ Brown still over Bucky. So, Andy, Warren's probably the safest bet. London's probably the one that's the most exciting on Monday night. And then Taysom Hill has got the highest upside of any player this week. So I think that it all depends on your anxiety level. If your anxiety level can't help anything, I would probably go for Warren. If you want to have some excitement on Monday night, London would be the answer. And if you don't really care, Taysom Hill has the highest upside of anybody this week. That's the way that I would answer that question. I meant Loveland. Oh, not London. Oh, okay. So I actually do like Loveland on Sunday night against San Francisco's defense. They're kind of beat up, right? So I think I would do Loveland, and then Loveland is probably the answer, but Taysom Hill definitely has the highest upside. So that's how I'll answer that one. Clavin, no fucking way we're playing Rico Dowdle. Are you kidding me? Frosty, play Woody or Burden in PBR. I might do Burden, man. I don't love Woody today against the Chargers. So yeah, Burden's in a good position. That San Francisco defense is kind of they're kind of beat up, and they just gave up 30 points to Indianapolis last week, right? So Luke, Hill, Gasson, or Waller. Are you talking Taysom Hill? Because that's what I'm saying. Taysom Hill has the highest upside of anybody this week. That being said, I think Waller is the answer, and he would be the safer play if you need to. Yeah, Clavina, no way we're playing Rico Dowdle. That answers the question. Diesel, I think I'm going with the Texans defense, right? I like them. Luke, Schultz, Corum, Stranger, Stevenson. Yeah, I might just do Corum and Stevenson, the two running backs. I think those are the best. Louis, hey, thanks for the glow stick. Hey, first ever gift. I appreciate you. Texans, Patriots, and Seahawks defense. I'm stuck between the three. Pass is the best matchup. Honestly, I'm going the Texans defense, but I'm with you. I think Patriots is probably the best. Is probably the answer. Ray, thank you for the question. Playing against CMC, A-Chain, and Allen. I need Taysom Hill. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, sometimes you just need upside, and Taysom Hill has the highest upside of anybody this week. So I'm that's the way that I would just answer that question. Am I trusting London on Monday? Probably not. Do I like the thought of Monday bringing it home, or London on Monday bringing it home for the fantasy championship? Yeah. T-Mac or ETN Lewis? No way you're gonna bench ETN for fucking a Carolina Panther. No way. Simply Junior, I think that London is probably the answer over Flowers. Panthers, I feel like will put up a fight. You know what? Panthers are actually in the hunt for the division title, so yeah. Texans are definitely boom and bust. They've been pretty good. I think Texans, Cora bringing it home would be a huge flex. I think the Texans are probably the safer play, but I think Patriots are the one. Sub 707, yo yo. Would you rather start Dart or Shaw this week? I'd probably start Dart, Las Vegas. I think he's got a higher upside. Wilson, Carter, Gainwell, Reptide. I think I'd rather Carter. I think he's got the best matchup. And running backs kind of hold a little bit more weight than wide receivers for me. JT, no way we're benching Warren or Jacobs. Come on, man. We can't find somebody else? That's crazy talk. Alex, Jenninger, Myers. Should I get cute and start Lawrence over Drake May? Honestly, Drake May's got New England's got 12 starters missing and 7 on the offense. So I don't know that Drake May is a good play that much anymore. So non PBR, Michael Wilson or Woody Marks. Leb, yeah, I think I might go Michael Wilson anyways. I don't love today's matchup against the Chargers. 707, I think Lawrence is probably the better upside. Red leg, Shakir is the safer play, but Taysom Hill has the higher upside. So that's whichever one you think you can handle. Some people can't handle that anxiety, and I understand that.
Don't treats on the couch, man.
So I put Pitts or Woody or Quentin Johnson for the flex. Tooch, yeah, I might do Pitts on Monday night.
What if I did?
I do like London, even with Loveland, even with Luther back. San Francisco's defense isn't the best, and Caleb Williams really likes him. So Sean Hill is a start if you think you can handle it. Got Kittle and Fannin both questionable. Picking up Tonga just in case. Perfect. Love it. DQ. That's exactly what I would say. I would pick up Tongas. If Kittle plays, we play him. If not, plug and play. I like it. Alexis, is that T. Higgins? Because we're doing T. Higgins all day. Brian, don't do Nico, do Jennings. Bucks or Saints defense. Yeah, I think Saints is probably the way to go over the Bucks. I don't know, man. The Bucks, I don't know that they're going to really be what we want them to be, even against a rookie quarterback. Still stuck between starting Nico or Evans. Honestly, I just don't. If it was me, I don't want any part of that LA defense today. They're really good. So if it were me, I would pick Evans, but I can totally understand picking Nico. He's been your guy, and I tend to not get too cute, especially in the championship. Maybe we play our guy, but I do think that Evans has the higher upside. JB, thank you for the follow. I think that Tyler Shaw probably has the higher upside, especially with his legs, right? Yeah, I might go that way. Do we start AJ Brown? Yeah, why wouldn't we? Do I trust London this week or go with Evans? Honestly, the play is probably to go with Evans. That's probably the play. And Tornado, I'll answer this the same thing too. Thank you for the follow. The play is probably Evans. The play is probably Lawrence. But something about the guys on Monday night, right? Stafford and London to bring it home for the fantasy championship. You know what I mean? That's just got some allure to it. And sometimes you got to have some fun with it. So, do I think they're the answer? No. Is it going to be hella fun to think about? Yeah. And so, I don't know. Make sure you're following me. We come back on Tuesday. We go live every day. You guys can either yell at me for making terrible decisions or we can all cheer together. But, like, I don't know, right? Sometimes you got to have some fun with it. You know what I mean? So, do I trust them? Probably not. Is it going to make for a great story if it works? Hell yeah. Alexis, I would go Swift over Gainwell. If Olave out, should I put Stevenson or Berto in the flanks until Pex need to go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I love it though. Come back on Monday. You can yell at me if it doesn't work. Honestly, I might put Stevenson. Like I still think that it's the Jets, right? So I think that Stevenson, even if Henderson plays, is probably a better play than Burden. But I do like Burden at nighttime. That goes the same nighttime on Sunday night to either win or give you more lead for your championship going into Monday. You know what I mean? Like that's got some allure to it. Neri, we're going to bench Tracy in favor of Michael Carter and Josh Jacobs. You are not going to put a fast one on me and make him last so that I bench him. Diago, I'm not benching Josh Jacobs. Not a chance. Storm, I think Michael Wilson over Hampton and Mike Evans is where I'm going. Trent, are you really going to trust a Carolina Panther receiver in your fantasy championship against the Seattle defense? Like, really? Is that what you're thinking? I don't think so. That's why you're here asking that. Herbert, Young, Kirk Cousins for the Rams. Who's starting? Fantasy football gods are really cruel. You are 100%. So, Johnny, I don't really want any part of like any of those. But if I had to pick, Kirk Cousins on Monday night to bring home the fantasy championship is the one that I would pick. That's got some allure to it. If that doesn't get you excited, you know what I mean? Like that's the way that I would go. Waddy, I think we go Alec Pierce. I don't really love Woody Marks today. Joshua, I benched Jalen Warren last week, and I'm sitting in the third place game instead of the first place game because of it. So I don't know if I'm chasing points, but I think I would be playing Jalen Warren this week. Frankie, so Tyler Warren or AJ Barner? Probably AJ Barner has the the higher floor, and he's probably the safer option. But Taysom Hill has the highest upside of anybody this week. So I think that Taysom Hill would be the play that I would go with. And like, I don't think that he's the play. If I knew, I would definitely tell you. But I think Taysom Hill is in the position to have the highest upside of anybody this week. So if you can handle the Taysom Hill experience, 707, right? Hell yeah. Who cares about Fan being good to go? It's Cleveland, man. Come on. But like for real, like Taysom Hill, like the tight end is a waste position, anyways. Like, let's get real. So I think that Taysom Hill has the highest upside of anybody this week. And yeah, he's got probably the lowest upside. He's got the lowest floor of anybody, and it could blow up in everybody's face, but it could be the reason that everybody wins. Could be. And that's the thing sometimes, right? Brandon, I wouldn't go Collins. I would go Evans. I just don't want any part of that LA defense today. I really think they're a good defense. Anthony, Menengai, or Henderson. Honestly, I think Henderson is the answer against the Jets, but I don't hate Menengai Sunday night against the San Francisco defense. They're really hurting right now. Timmy, if I had the choice, I would sit Nico Collins. I don't love that matchup against the Chargers today. If I had another option, I probably would. Emilio, like Derrick Henry or Josh Jacobs? Wow. This guy runs a tight ship. I mean, I'm starting both, so I wouldn't be able to choose. I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan. And didn't one of them just get you 128 and 2 touchdowns last week? Dude's going to bench him this week? You run a tight ship for real, for real. But no, I'm starting somebody. I'm benching somebody else if I can. Collins or Myers. I honestly would start Myers over Collins. We just watched that Indianapolis defense get ripped to shreds. And Trevor Lawrence is playing at a high level. And I don't love that Chargers matchup today. So starting Saints, Tyler Shaw, Strange, Evans, and Jennings. I like it. I like it. Should be good. Jennings to bring it home on Sunday night. Yes, let's do it. J. Ray Trey, Diggs, Michael Wilson, or Nico Collins. Honestly, I might leave Nico Collins on the bench, my man. I just don't love that matchup today. Patrick, Quentin Johnson, or Taysom Hill in the flex. Quentin Johnson's probably the safer play, but I don't love that matchup today. You know what I mean? So Taysom Hill's got the highest upside of anybody, and in the flex, we look for upside, right? So user, Kaimi, I need Fairbairn to have 15 points. Yes. KV, honestly, I'm not going to tell you to bench Josh Allen. I don't think that's a good choice. I do think Trevor Lawrence is probably the answer, but I don't know, man. I can't be the one to tell you to bench Josh Allen at home in a game they need to win. Maybe a little bit of snow on the ground. I don't know. Like, it's not going to be me that tells you to bench him. I'm sorry, man. I hope it works out for you. I really do, though. Yeah, I can't bench Allen. And there you go. Same question yesterday, same answer today. That's my answer. I'm not benching my guys just to get cute. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is probably the answer, and it might be the better choice. In my fantasy championship, I'm not going to take that chance. That'll be me. I'll probably just go down with the ship. And I don't know, will it work out? If I knew if it would work out, I would tell you. Nolan, I would do Bucky over Hampton in the flex. Omari on Hampton, or should I drop his eyes? You probably just drop him. It's a championship game, right? It's not like if anybody picks him up, who cares? Samar, don't do Herbert today. Shaw's got a higher upside. I would start Waddle over Ladd. That Tampa Bay defense not the best, right? The same way benching a number one, rather lose starting Josh than benching him. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what I mean. Last week I lost because I played Lamar over Brock Purdy. And I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan in a game that they needed to win. And like, obviously I should have benched Lamar for Brock Purdy. Lamar playing at home in a game they need to win in week 16, right? Obviously that was the wrong choice. So yeah, no, There's just certain things I just try to not get too cute. Allen's been given like, wasn't there a game where he got you 6 touchdowns? You know what I mean? Like, what happens if he gets you 6 touchdowns on your bench? And I don't see my thing really more than anything is I don't think the gap is going to be big enough to where it really matters. Like, I don't think that, for example, like even for example, the one game that Trevor Lawrence got 50 points. I had him on the bench, and Jalen Hurts I played, and um he got me 30 points. So it's not even like Hurts had a bad week, and yeah, the difference was 20, but it's not like Hurts had a bad week, right? So yeah, Trevor Lawrence gets 50, Hurts gets 30, but it's not like my quarterback had a bad week. We would take 30 any day of the week. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I mean. Josh Allen does have the highest upside in the league, you know, and even more than Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's got high upside, but yeah, Allen at any point, at home in a game they need to win, in a game that they're probably going to. So either what's going to happen is earlier in the day, New England's going to win, and Allen knows that his team needs to win to keep pace, or New England's going to lose, and Allen can legit win and like overtake the division. So, like, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is probably the answer, but. And I'm with you, KV. It sucks to watch the guy on your bench go completely nuts and the guy that you start suck, lay a complete egg. Trust me, played Lamar last week, and Brock Purdy got 40 points. If you don't think I could have used those 40 points, you are sadly mistaken. But at the end of the day, like, we draft the guys and we play the guys that kind of we think are the guys, right? And Josh Allen is one of those guys. Jay, Jacoby Myers, I think I would do Myers over Jennings, although I do like Jennings Sunday night. That kind of has got some allure to me, but I think Jacoby Myers is probably the answer there. Adam, Superflex, I have Baker and Dart. Should I start Michael Wilson over one of them? I'm afraid of Dart tanking. I mean, I wouldn't start Wilson because I think that Dart's going to tank. Dart's got the higher upside, obviously. So, yeah, that just kind of, if you go, in that instance, I would say go with your gut. It's not like Michael Wilson's going to have a bad game. I don't think so. Brago, KV, thank you for the follow. Easy, Menengai, Sampson, or Spears. Honestly, I think Menengai's got the highest upside. And playing San Fran Sunday night, that's got some allure to it. May, Burrow, or Lawrence. Damn, that's a pickle. Honestly, I think Joe Burrow is probably the guy that I would go with. I mean, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, so I know all about Joe Burrow, and I might go Joe Burrow. I think Lawrence might be the answer, but yeah, I would probably go Joe Burrow. Guarav, I don't know that I would want to play Ladd today against Houston's defense. Maybe last week is a sign of future things to come. Maybe they're still ranked the number one defense in the league, and I don't know that I would want to test that in my fantasy championship. Adrian, I think I might. You know what? I don't hate Houston's defense today. I might go Houston's defense. The Chargers' offensive line is really banged up, so I think that plays into it a little bit. So yeah, I like Houston's defense. I'm playing Houston's defense. I know it's for the third place game, so it doesn't really matter. But Dominic, really, you're gonna play Fannin over Hunter Henry playing the Giant? Like, you're gonna play Fannin at Cleveland Brown over Hunter Henry playing the Jets in your fantasy championship? No way, man. Come on, what are we doing here? Esteban, I'm normally a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, but I think that and Christina, I'm normally a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, but I think that I would lean against the Baltimore Ravens tonight. I think Andrews might have a good game this week, but I don't know that I want to test that theory in the fantasy championship, especially when I've got Hunter Henry playing against the Jets, right? So that's the way that I would look at it. I hope that helps. I hope it works out. Dominic, you're going to bench Josh Allen in favor of Drake May in the fantasy championship? Kid's got balls. That's what I will say. 100%. I wouldn't. That's crazy. Yeah, here. Honestly, I think I would just go Burden. I think Burden on Sunday night. DYL, DJ Moore on Sunday night. I like them, right? They've got some allure to me. San Francisco's defense isn't the best. Soda, Tracy, or Jacobs? Really? You're just going to bench Josh Jacobs in favor of Tracy? Ay, ay, ay. Should I even bother to start a Google? Honestly, Dominic, I don't know if we can start him with any sort of confidence, like for real. You know what I mean? Like, and I can't tell you to start him over almost anybody with any sort of confidence. And in the fantasy football championship, I don't know if we want to test that theory. You know what I mean? 707, Hunter is on my waiver. Should I get him instead of Taysom Hill? So I will say my answer is the same as any other time. Taysom Hill is definitely the better option, and he's definitely got the higher floor, and he's probably the safer bet. Taysom Hill has got the highest upside of anybody this week. And so that's it's really just what your anxiety level can handle. If you can handle some anxiety and like the upside and the low side of Taysom Hill, then it's definitely an experience. But if you can't handle that, Hunter Henry is definitely the safer bet. That's the way that I will explain that. Pats or Chargers, Dominic. Honestly, I'd just go the Patriots. They're in the better position. Chase, Michael Carter over Woody Marks. That's what I would do. Garav, Swift, Williams, Carter. Yes. All three. No, I would do Swift and Carter. Who's Williams? Got to gamble a bit, right? And I mean, like, that's the thing, right? You go big or go home. Taysom Hill has one of those games every year, right? And he hasn't had one yet. So maybe he doesn't, right? Maybe it's a bad choice. But at the end of the day, like, tight end's a wasteland, anyways, outside of Trey McBride and what used to be Travis Kelce. Even that, like, who else is a good tight end? People are even asking, like, should I start, Gadsden over Goddard or like Loveland over Goddard? So even the ones that we think are good aren't really good. Kyle Pitts has kind of come out of anywhere, right? Lost Bowers, right? Michael Mayer is probably a better answer in that aspect, right? But at the same time, tight end's a fucking wasteland anyways. And normally we have to overcome their terrible numbers. You've got Bowers. You get it. Normally you have to overcome his terrible numbers anyways because you have to start him. On the off chance he gets 35 points like he does one week, and then all of a sudden we stop throwing it to him. Like, what? BP, Taysom's got the highest upside, but Burden is probably the answer. So it just depends on your anxiety level. Johnny, Hampton, Bucky, or Michael Carter. Vidal ruled out. Hey, honestly, I still like Michael Carter anyways. I don't want to do Hampton. That Houston defense is for real. And, like, I don't know. Okay, they gave up a whole bunch of yards to Ashton Genty last week, but they're still ranked as the number one defense, right? So, like, is that a sign of things to come, or was it just a one-off against a team that they may have overlooked? I don't know if I want to test that theory in the championship of my fantasy matchup. Maybe in like week 4, I might test that theory, but in the championship, when I've got Michael Carter, who's playing the Cincinnati defense, ranked statistically the worst in the league against the run. I mean, I get it. I do get it. I wouldn't. Omar, I think Burden is probably the guy that I would go with playing Sunday night against San Francisco's defense. They're not the best. You know what I mean? Alrighty, guys, I got to get out of here. I really hope everything works out for you guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us. Thank you for all the likes, the comments, the questions. You guys are wicked. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Good luck in your matchups. I hope everything works out for you. Go ahead and hit that follow button. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. Share this with your friends or anyone you think might find this type of stuff valuable. Maybe get some enjoyment out of it. Let's go. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and an even better weekend. ETN over Bucky all day. And I look very forward to seeing you guys again. I love you guys.